Should African Americans consider taking vitamin D during this time of COVID? Well, I do, and I'm going to explain to you why you should consider too. Hello friends, my name is Tanya Lambert and welcome to my channel Messages of Health. I'm a recent medical school graduate and I'm currently working on my MPH in preventive medicine. To those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And to those of you who are returning subscribers, thank you for your support. So today I'm going to be talking about a very important topic, and that is the relationship between low blood levels of vitamin D and the reason why more African Americans are disproportionately affected by COVID-19. According to the APM Research Lab, it was documented that African Americans are 2.6 times more likely to die from COVID-19 in comparison to Caucasians. Now this is alarming because African Americans only make up 13% of the United States population. So why are more African Americans dying from COVID? Well, there's several reasons for that. So one of which is obesity. African Americans are 1.3 times more likely to be obese in comparison to Caucasians, which increases our risk for chronic conditions like high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. These conditions can increase your risk for complications due to COVID-19. The next reason is poverty. A greater percentage of African Americans live below the poverty line, which decreases our access to quality health care, adequate nutrition, and also proper housing. And the third reason is related to low vitamin D levels. According to an editorial written in the British Medical Journal in April of 2020, it was described that low vitamin D levels may be related to the reason why more African Americans have been hospitalized in the ICU due to complications due to COVID-19. Now, what is vitamin D and how does it work in our bodies? Well, vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin that also functions as a steroid hormone. As human beings, we primarily produce vitamin D in our skin. I'm now going to show you an image to illustrate how we produce vitamin D in our skin. Let's take a look. So in this image, you can see the sun in the upper left corner. When you go out into the sun, your skin is exposed to UVB rays that convert the cholesterol in your skin to an inactive form of vitamin D. The vitamin D can then go to the liver and then to the kidney, after which it becomes active and then enters the body to turn on or off hundreds of genes. So why is it that African Americans tend to have lower levels of vitamin D? Well, one reason is related to the amount of melanin that we actually have in our skin. The more melanin you have, it actually blocks the UVB rays from entering your skin, which reduces your ability to produce vitamin D. Now, the second reason is related to obesity. Fat cells actually binds to vitamin D and prevents it from entering your cells to carry out its normal functions. Finally, the further away you live from the equator, the less direct sunlight you are exposed to and the less able you are to produce vitamin D in your skin. So how does vitamin D work to help you maintain the proper functioning of your immune system? I'm going to show you a diagram that illustrates how vitamin D aids in the proper functioning of your immune system. So in this image, we actually see a big white blob here, which represents a special cell of your immune system called the macrophage. The macrophage is part of the first line of defense of your body against microorganisms such as this evil virus over here. I just gave the virus an angry face and the macrophage a smiley face just to make the image more interesting. So in this image, the yellow circle represents the nucleus of the macrophage and the white portion represents the cytosol. When the macrophage is exposed to a virus, it's going to increase its production of the active form of vitamin D. The second thing it's going to do is increase the production of the vitamin D receptor, which is found inside the nucleus. Vitamin D then enters the nucleus and binds to the receptor, which is going to promote the production of special immune proteins called cathelicidins and beta defensins. The main role of cathelicidins and beta defensins is to reduce the rate at which the virus can replicate. Also, vitamin D is known to be anti-inflammatory. In a recent review article written by Grant in 2020, it was described that vitamin D reduces the production of inflammatory cytokines. Inflammatory cytokines are just proteins that promote inflammation in the lungs, which can result in pneumonia and possibly even acute respiratory distress syndrome, which is a severe complication that is seen in patients with COVID-19. Now, while vitamin D does not cure COVID-19, the data does suggest that it can help you to maintain the proper functioning in your immune system. Now, you might be asking, so what is a normal level of vitamin D anyway? Well, according to the National Institute of Health, a normal vitamin D level ranges between 20 and 40 nanograms per milliliter. If your vitamin D level falls below 20, that is considered to be low. According to a meta-analysis that was written by Martineau in 2017, it was described that individuals who had low vitamin D levels were at increased risk for contracting upper respiratory tract infections. But when these individuals were supplemented with vitamin D so that they reached normal levels of vitamin D in their blood, it actually decreased their risk for contracting upper respiratory infections. So you're probably all thinking, so how can we maintain a healthy vitamin D level in our blood? Well, there are several ways that you can do that. Number one is very easy and it is free, and that is simply getting out into direct sunshine. According to the National Institute of Health, getting into direct sunlight without sunscreen for a minimum of 10 to 30 minutes per day, or at least for 3 days a week, can actually help you to produce normal levels of vitamin D in your blood. The second way is through your diet. Most of the food sources that are rich in vitamin D include fatty fish like salmon, cod liver oil, and dairy products such as milk, eggs, and cheese. Now, personally, I promote a plant-based diet. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, there are other food sources that do have vitamin D, such as fortified cereals or even fortified plant-based milks like soy milk, pea milk, almond milk. You can also get vitamin D from tofu or even sun-raised mushrooms. Finally, there are also supplements you can take. There's a vitamin D2 and the vitamin D3. The D2 is primarily produced by plant-based sources, but the D3 is produced from animal sources. Both of them function pretty much about the same in your body. However, the D3 is more readily converted to the active form of vitamin D. Now, for those of you who are vegan, there are some plant-based sources of vitamin D3. I use Suntrex from the Global Healing Center. Now, while I am not an affiliate for this company, I find this supplement very helpful, and also too, they tend to make pretty good supplements. I will leave the link for this company below the title of this video. So this brings me to the conclusion of my video. Now, what I want you all to get from this content is that while vitamin D does not cure COVID-19, it is very important in helping you to maintain a healthy immune system. You know, as African Americans, the more we know about how our body works, the better we are able to take care of it and also protect ourselves and our families. I do encourage you to speak to your healthcare provider about getting your blood levels checked for vitamin D to see whether or not you are deficient and to see if you can start appropriate supplementation. Also, I encourage you to do your research into this topic and learn more about how vitamin D can benefit you and potentially even your loved ones. If you have any questions or comments about the content you saw in this video, please write them in the comment section below. Also, let me know if you'd like me to discuss any other health topics. If you found any value in this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, take care of yourselves and God bless. Bye.